Hi, it's Christine. Well, this is week 6 of preparing for the Rapture. Thank you for joining us again. So let's read in Matthew 24 and we'll talk about it. And Jesus answered and spoke to them again in parables, saying, "The kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who gave a wedding feast for his son. And he went out to his slaves to call those who had been invited. And he sent out his slaves to call those who had been invited to the wedding feast, and they were unwilling to come. Again he sent out other slaves, saying, 'Tell those who have been invited, behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fattened livestock are all butchered, and everything is ready. Come to the wedding feast.' But they paid no attention and went their way, one to his own farm, another to his business. And the rest seized his slaves and mistreated them and killed them. But the king was enraged and sent his armies and destroyed those murderers and set their city on fire. Then he said to his slaves, 'The wedding is ready, but those who were invited were not worthy. Go therefore to the main highways, and as many as you find there, invite to the wedding feast.' And those slaves went out into the streets and gathered together all they found, both evil and good, and the wedding hall was filled with dinner guests. But when the king came in to look over the dinner guests, he saw there a man not dressed in wedding clothes. And he said to him, 'Friend, how did you come in here without wedding clothes?' And he was speechless. Then the king said to the servants, 'Bind him hand and foot, and cast him into the outer darkness. In that place there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen.'" So the king is obviously God the Father. The Son is obviously God the Son, our Lord Jesus Christ. The dinner, or the marriage feast, is always the marriage feast of the Lamb, or the marriage supper of the Lamb. It occurs at the end of the age of the Gentiles, which is also the end of the church age, because the church age is part of the age of the Gentiles. So originally, God called Israel, and that's the original dinner guests. But some of them ignored the prophets, and some of them even killed them, mistreated them. And so judgment was brought upon Israel. That's why they went into captivity. That's why even today there's no peace in the Middle East. There's no peace in their land yet. But eventually, once the fullness of the Gentiles comes in, the Jewish kingdom will be set up. We'll get to that again later as well. So we are the others from the main highways invited to the wedding. But the people who are not dressed in wedding clothes are those who are not covered by the righteousness of Jesus Christ. So they're the ones who are not truly saved. They're the ones who are going to get, if they do somehow get in, they're going to get kicked out. So when Jesus gathers his people to him, we're all going to be judged for a reward. Then there will be the marriage supper of the Lamb. And then the millennial kingdom for Israel will be set up. And then the great white throne judgment of those who are evil will occur. And again, we'll get into some of the scriptures related to that as well as we go along. I know it's a lot right now, and this doesn't cover everything. Like I said, I do want to continue these. I do want to continue going over them. And I'm going to try and get through as many New Testament scriptures as I can. And there are a few Old Testament scriptures that are kind of essential that we do have to go over. But I'm trying to stick mostly to the New Testament because there is more in there about the end of the age. And because that's the shorter part of the Bible. So there's less in there that we need to go through. But please look into this yourself. Find books on it. Read the Bible for yourself. Look up things on the coming of the Lord, the marriage supper of the Lamb, the great and terrible day of the Lord, things like that, and we'll get into it. If you have any questions, please leave me comments. Let me know. And I hope you all have a great week. We'll see you again next time. Thank you for joining. Oh, last thing. In the comments, please remember to be kind and respectful to each other and to me. Thank you, and have a great day.